Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can make our lists refreshable in SwiftUI using the Refreshable modifier. Now this is a modifier that was introduced a little bit earlier on in SwiftUI's life. I believe it was iOS 14 it was introduced, along with the searchable modifier. This also works on macOS and watchOS and visionOS. I'm going to show you an example of this on iOS using my own iPhone. So I'm going to quickly bring up screen mirroring for this. Control center. So if you hear my phone's talking, that's because I'm bringing up screen mirroring. Screen recording. And I've got voiceover going. Okay, screen mirroring. And we want to beam it over to the Mac Mini here. Alright, so here is what the app looks like to start with. You can see that I have a navigation title up at the top with numbers as the text. We have a list in the center there, which has nothing in it to begin with. And then we have a green button down below, which is used for generating some data. So let's go ahead and generate some data here. And because this, we have a task that's going on in the background using an asynchronous function, it will take a little while for it to finish because this is a function that is purposefully made to take a little while. We're generating 10 million numbers here, so right, and we're doing some operations on them and stuff, so it takes a little while. And here we go. Here is our list of numbers, all populating our list. 86, 2, 106, 20, right. 11, 3. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to scroll all the way to the top and then drag our list down. We want to be able to pull our list down to cause it to refresh and generate new data, or retrieve new data from the network, or whatever task you might need to perform asynchronously. So how exactly do we do that then? Well, to do that, we need to go into Xcode here. And what we will do is attached to our list, we will say dot refreshable. And there are two options. We can pass it a reference to an asynchronous function, or we can create a trailing closure and define our logic there. Generally speaking, I like to put my asynchronous tasks and any logic into their own methods, and then have the view call those methods, because the view doesn't need to know how the task is done. The view just needs to be able to display the results, right? So we're going to pass it the reference to our generate data function, which is all the way down here. You can kind of see see what this function is doing. It's using a range to go from 0 to 9,999,999, where 10 million is exclusive, so it's not included. We're then mapping it we're mapping that range to be an array of integers. Then we are performing a few other operations on the entire array, which again takes a little while. So if we go back up here, you can see for our button, we're performing a task there. Task with a capital T is just a way that construct is a way for us to, it's a built-in thing for Swift that allows us to execute asynchronous code in an asynchronous context from within a non-asynchronous context. I know that sounded kind of strange, but that's just how that works. If you want me to do a series on Swift concurrency features, let me know. I still have to wrap my brain around a lot of the inner workings, but async await and tasks like this, I understand how to do pretty well. So if you have any questions about that, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. So anyway, with that being said, let's pass this reference. So generate data like that. And now when we save it and run it, my phone is trying to speak because it closed the application to reopen it with the new build. And I also need to put the phone back up on the screen here. Okay, so we're back with our app. I'm gonna re-mirror my screen here for my phone. I want my mini here. All right. So here we are back in our main app. Let's generate some data. It'll take a little bit because again, it is not an insignificant amount of data. All right. It's got to do its thing. Give it a few more seconds here. And there we go. There's our data. I'm going to turn off VoiceOver here so it's a little bit more obvious how this will look in practice. So now we can drag our list, pull it down. So you can kind of see how that's being pulled down. Pull it down, and now it's going to refresh the data. And you can do it again to refresh the data. Kind of just let it do its thing. It's refreshing what it needs to do. And once everything is loaded again, you'll see new data. All right, so that pretty much does it for this video on how we can make our lists in SwiftUI refreshable. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.